the police should only allow to be on TikTok for a certain time. Say like 1 hour a day. They can do their TikTok if they want to do it or not, or their Instagram or something. Or maybe a compilation of separate times throughout the day that equals around 1 hour. Or things of that nature. They should be allowed to. It should be a part of the regimen nowadays. Or at least a picture on Instagram if they want to. If they're in that division. But you gotta really watch. I don't know how it works really, but my probation officer, I expected her to have a be findable like that. She isn't. She's completely hidden. Which is a little bit scary, you know. Like, especially, it's really scary. Because you see that person in front of you, and then she's sneaky and doing all types of things weird, and I can't even look her up and see her. It's like it holds a credibility to you the way you as a person. I was saying that it should be mandatory that everybody have these days have a, well, I was going to say Facebook, but you know how Mark Zuckerberg's treated some people, where some people just don't want a Facebook and things of that nature. Because he's done me in too, and I put up with it, but he's done it for the good of me. And maybe he did it for the good of you too, but some of you guys just quit cold turkey on him. But, well, when you have those pictures and whatnot, you hold some accountability. I can't just walk in somewhere and do something under my face. Well, my brother and them and everybody and Kevin Gates and whatnot, they would call it face card. John Gotti was calling it the face card. You have a certain face card, right? And some of these people have an invisible face card, which scares the general public. Because there has been ones, and there is that, well, that's the whole reason why they're invisible is because they must be doing bad things to the general public, which is just like any normal person. I don't know, I got abused by somebody that has an invisible face card. There's no accountability. They're just like this devious person that's invisible. Like, there's people, believe it or not, that never have had a picture taken of them or never, etc., and they're going and doing all types of things all around the world, say armed robbery or whatnot, say whatever. How can you even identify there's some John Doe or whatever that's never been in school or whatnot? There is never been to the public school, never been known anybody really. They're like immigrants or whatever. Like, I know the Spanish girl. She's a probation officer. Nothing you can find. You can find her little schooling on the college to get into being a probation officer. But other than that, completely invisible life here in Canada, and that's scary because those are the ones where they're getting away with all these crimes, doing robberies, murders, things. You can't even pin it to her. Can't pin nothing. Well, other than if you find somebody like me that's uncovered this. Under sworn testimony, you could prove these things because she admits it and they admit it and things. But anyways, I try not to get involved because it's a scary situation. And as long as they're not messing with me, I don't really care. But I know that they always have the ambition to mess with me. And I worry about our community. I've had people even accuse or say that I do these certain things, but no, he doesn't. Well, because I've been held to a certain accountability. My father was a little bit the same way. His name was John Knuckabilly on Facebook when it very well should have been John Slote. But I grew up in that family. I remember back in the day, you would make an internet username. It wouldn't be your real name and yada yada, but as I grew older and got to know the system, I realized that these usernames would usually it was a lot of fun to have this username. Like, I used to have Radiation was my username, or AKKilla239 or whatnot, you know. But there's no accountability behind that. And even as kids having it, it's dangerous for the economy because kids are running around with these crazy usernames causing internet destruction and think it's cool to be a hacker type of one, which there's a certain amount of acceptability, I believe. You know, everybody, there's movies, hacker, and it's part of the game and whatnot, but when it comes to the more serious websites, we want to keep those secure. And there's little tricks around the internet that kids can get into if they want to get more into computers. But eventually, when you get past those tricks, you learn, well, the advanced human nature of these systems, and you become an adult, and you're able to, well, then you work either for the system or you're against the system, and then they can pay you to teach them how you got in, whatnot, and the other. But that's with the computers. And I don't know where I started out with this. Was it Instagram and how much you use the computer? Same goes for even computer guys. If you're a full-time computer guy, not even you should be using the computer. You should have a limited on it too, so that it's most beneficial for your life, because you only can go on there for so long and do so much productivity before you become fatigued. Then it's best to get up, clean, or get up and do something else. Get up, go somewhere else, and do other things for your life, and then more positivity is outputted in a different direction. And it becomes great when you're a kid. You learn all about how to use it and all the tools, and you build that. And then when you get older, you can really use that machine to its full capability more than somebody that's not educated completely with computers. There's such a vast spectrum. But that's how it's always been, even with jobs. You had people that were great salesmen, you had bad salesmen. And only the great salesman survived. Or the ones that could master skills. Skills were a big thing when I was growing up. I was like, okay, I gotta master. It was all about mastering your skill set, having a tool belt full of different skills that were going to advance you in life, make you something, money, or increase. I don't know. That's what it was for me. I wanted to build my skill. So I built my mental skill set very, very well. Physical skill set, it's decent, but it's lacking. It's lacking for sure. It's alright, but it's lacking. And that's got to do with my diet, which I'm trying to get on top. Always going to be an overweight guy, obviously. But I'm doing alright. I'm taking care of myself more, at least. But I'm deteriorating still. My nails don't look good. My lips split right now. There's proper procedures that need to be taken once. See, now I'm in a stable home. Before, I'd never been in a stable home really before. And I haven't been in I've been here for almost 2 years now. And that's quite stable so far. I haven't had a stable home like that in a while, and that's what it takes to, so much so that it affects your mind and you can't take care of yourself well. But now I'm getting to the point where, well, I was rustled in and all that. Now I've gotten to the point where I became well settled in almost, and I've started to really create some energy here, being here, and still need some good sleeps, and of course, but I'm learning a lot too on the proper procedures, like get the garbage out immediately and all that. Just getting to that point where I just did another spring cleaning, but it's a constant cleaning. Ugh. Every freaking day is another cleaning, it seems like. And I don't even anytime you cook every day, because you got to cook every day and yada yada. But it's not too bad. It's pretty nice, actually. Very happy to be alive. Very happy to have this apartment. Oh my gosh, I'm ecstatic. I don't want to yell and scream and jump up and down. I could do it all day on this one. That would be jumping jacks. Something that I wish I did more of. And something that a girl impressed me that she did a lot of that I didn't think she would. What else? But I like making snow angels too, and I did that. And that's the funny thing, I used to lay on my back and do snow angels all day. But when it came to jumping jacks, I wasn't a fan of it too much. But anyway, clean up, Clorox, spray, disinfectant, bleach cleaner. Yeah, this is the infectants. kills the infections. Yeah, get some cleaner and kill some infections. This is big time to be cleaning. But certain cleaners don't even clean nothing. I don't know. Anyway, I gotta go check my e-bike, make sure it's downstairs, more than pristine. It's supposed to be colder than... Ooh, speaking of the abominable snowman, we had Santa Claus, and I had Krampus. And Easter's gonna come soon with the crucifix. Or the crucifix. But my Toronto Gemini has to man that out, and I seen a little rust on the rotors today, or the brake disc. Oh, melted my heart. That'll be the first line of business, actually. I put my Crocs on here, and I walk over to the PC. What's it called? What's it called here? Put on my Crocs, I get on the computer, and I look up on Amazon rust remover, or what is it, rust prevention? Rust remover and prevention sort of thing for metal is what I need for my bike, with some sort of wipe and all that. So yeah, that'll be a top priority there, to get this for my bike, because I've seen some rust forming, and it's a brand new bike, and I don't want no rust forming on it, especially not in the summer, not on a beach town. You're supposed to be impressing girls in your big red machine or whatever, and what's it called? I need some of that right there. Yeah, maybe even some WD-40. I haven't seen WD-40 in, well, I've seen it, but I haven't held on to WD-40 in quite some time now. Anyways, that's my top priority, next priority. I'm going to check my e-bike. Tau Gemini, I'll be right back. So, we're heading on out. Where are we? Got my keys. You can get the visual. Why aren't you filming? Well, I got the iPhone 8 and the other one, but one's full on space, the other one's dead on battery. So I got this thing, Philips voice tracer, or is it voice recorder? Voice memo recorder, notes, jots. What else do they call it? All different kinds of things they got it. We're gonna have to be really quiet in the hallway, because generally it is 10, so people come in and out at this time. But I try to be very light. You don't want to be too loud. You know what I mean? Even the door open is a little bit loud. Let's see. My mom, she's funny. When it comes to the door, many girls are. Some girls think you don't have to lock your door. There's no such thing. But that's why they get raped all the time, because guess what, there is, and you gotta lock your door. And a lot of the time, if you have that fantasy and want to get raped, it doesn't always work. It doesn't always work out if you actually get raped, because you can get hurt and it can maybe kill you, and you'll end up dead or whatever. But what's it called? The thing I always did anyway, and thought of it was about consensuality. Like, oh, you guys want to read fantasy? You talked about it beforehand. Like, hey, babe, I'm into like kind of forcefulness, and she's like, you know what, I am too. Maybe you can do that. And so watch out for that. But some girls, it's just all about, hey, to each their own. But I was always about living. And it looks like my e-bike's got the cover on it. Because it's not that day. We don't need today. It's supposed to be tomorrow. And the next day, it's snowing. Snowing. I love snow. No, I don't like to be out in it. Oh, I shouldn't have left the door closed like that. But it's almost like I'm a smoker, but I'm not smoking. I'm just talking on the recorder. Anyways, yeah, it's snowing pretty good. And it's freezing out. You can see a rainbow around the light pole sort of thing when you look at it. And always like that, right? And I stuck my tongue to a Canadian pole at Hillsburg Elementary when I was a kid. Got stuck to it just like the movies. And everybody left me and went inside. And I was out there like a Dumbo elephant by himself with my tongue stuck to the pole. And that taught me a lesson real quick. That you think it's funny to do something, but nobody's standing around laughing. They're going back into the warm school or whatever. So I learned that too. That, yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it's this and that, but it ain't that serious either. That people are going to stand around and help you much. But I think eventually someone had called someone out to help me or whatever. Actually, I think I ripped my tongue. Or ripped it off or something. But generally, they put hot water on it. And it's a kid's fantasy when you're young to put your tongue to a pole. Generally, it keeps them hot water if you're that person, or if you're the parent, you're going to do it. Maybe bring some warm water with you, not hot or whatever, and let them try it. But I wouldn't even do it. It could hurt them. You could lose your tongue. Yeah, it's sort of, and it's unsanitary to lick a pole, but it was a fantasy of mine when I was a kid to lick the pole, or to see if it would stick. And it was a relatively clean pole from what I remember, but when I got older, it was probably dirtier than heck or whatever. Yeah, and that was Hillsburg, and I went to that Ross R. McKay over there, and I used to act like a straight little, well, I guess the word would be goof nowadays. And man, I had a lot of great times over there too. But I used to pick on a lot of people I used to pick on this one guy. He was like 5-10 years old. He was way older than me, way bigger, way older. I was this small little hillbilly kid coming from the concession road, and I just thought we were the toughest little family ever, and we weren't that strong of a family in reality. It was just me. I was a little muscle man, I swear to God. But I knew I could get crushed, but I knew one day they wouldn't be able to be so big they wouldn't crush me. But, yeah, it's just a fantasy. When you get older, you realize there's police with guns and all that, and just fantasizing about getting bigger. But yeah, there's a lot of times, whatever. But, I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, I was in Hillsburg, and yeah, I used to go to this one fry truck. It was right beside the school. It's been there since I was a kid, if it's still there. And same with the gas station with those subs. That's been there since my dad was a kid, since the 70s, 80s, 90s, and whatever. They've been there a long time, that gas station and all that. And I used to go in there in the early 2000s and 90s. It was either 90, yeah, it was the Chronic 1999. It just came out, so it was just hitting 2000. Yeah, it was just 1999, 2000 is when that was. And then we moved to Cambridge after that. And when I was a kid, what else? Yeah, and I remember these big, I think that's where the weight started, actually. We didn't eat too much at home. And then, I don't remember eating nothing back then in Hillsburg. And I remember, I don't remember eating nothing back in Hillsburg in the house we had. And, but somehow my dad had given me money back then in Hillsburg to go to school with it. And I held on to it and managed it. I don't even remember it being in my pocket. It just would be put in my pocket when I was left the house, and then I had it in my pocket when I was getting out of school. I was like, I'm going over to that fry thing. Grabbed the fry thing. I shared it with everyone on the bus, or pretty much. And it had tons of ketchup, amazing fries. I remember that was the first time I had any of those sort of. I've craved that fry place my whole entire life since. I don't know the name of it. And I had the sub in that one gas station one time, and that one's a good one too. Nothing can beat just a small town local sub from the guy that's been there, families that have been there for generations type of ones. Same with Steen's Dairy, it's not any longer there. I got to experience that. That was a big time dairy in that region for a long time. They used to have a restaurant, still are around, or somewhat I think, or in different avenues, whatever it is. And we used to go in there and have a great, they have a flat top grill in there. You go in, you sit down right at the dairy bar. No alcohol, you sit down, and there was milkshakes or glasses of milk and all different things you can get. You can even get a fountain popper, one of those floats with ice cream. But they had these amazing grilled cheeses they used to cook on the flat top grill. You'd sit down. My dad took me here, and this was before cameras and anything, the smartphone, anything like that. They had the phones and the big clunky Donald Trump phones in the car or whatever, and stuff like that. If you were extremely wealthy back then, computers not even a thought back then. Only the wealthiest of the wealthy. This was in the 90s. We didn't have a computer back then. But only the military and the rich families had those, or the richy riches. I don't know. The ones that I fathom to be nowadays, back in their Windows 95 days. I don't know. Anyways, my bike looks good. It's got its thing on it. Tires look alright. I remember that they were balled out, but they seem alright. I want to put warm water on it, but I still haven't done it yet. I think it'll be fine. Yeah, I should go get warm water and put it on the wheels or whatever. $1,127. Plus, I owe the guy $200 more at the end of the month as soon as I get my monies. So, it's going to be a struggle for about a month, or half a month. What is today? I don't know, but about half a month. It's going to be quite a struggle. We'll make it happen, though. But, next month, we eat shit like crazy, boy. It, you know, it got to the point where I was eating this shit so much, my dang bum was raw, super raw, okay? You know what I mean? And when it gets to that point where you can't poop no more, it's time to slow her down for sure. And I should have been like that my whole life, spaced her out. But I can't. Eventually I get to the point where I just gotta eat. Get some meat. All types of stuff. I could eat a hot dog, but it doesn't appetize me as much as some. Well, I had some good hot dogs a couple years ago. Just some plain with the bun. I like all different kinds, don't get me wrong, but I'm the type of eater. I like all different kinds, but this experience was the plain bun with the plain hot dog, sort of boiled a bit or steamed. And I just had one plain, and then maybe one with some ketchup, or maybe some mustard. And that was delicious. That was at Tom here in London. They make a hell of a meal over there. They got Wi-Fi. And if you're a smoker of cigarettes, it's your domain. Close the door nice and slow, nice and slow. Close the door nice and slow. Slowly and surely open the door. Should have seen the road when I ran by. There's all types of rodents. It's disgusting. They're all over the building. I'm trying to get traps. Victor, I got a message. Victor, not Herrera. Victor Traps. No, not the hustler. The company. Yeah, there's a couple of things I need. Victor Traps. And I was like, took off my Crocs. Let's put them back on. You know what Crocs are also a good defense of? Not just defense of being, slippage on the ground. They're also a big line of defense in rodent bites and things. Say you're waiting on your traps and you got mice running around, they might nip at your little toesies. Crocs will save you from that. They won't even go for them. Yeah, it's like that, We gotta get the traps. Victor, you said you had me. You said you got me, Vic. Where are you, Victor? We're dying out here, Vic. Victor. The man of all the men, of the manly men. Oh. Victor, I've not received my trap. Any news? Oh, Rachel from Victor. Whatever, Rach. WD-40, multi-use product. Multi-use can. Let's see. Me and Rachel's. I don't know. I know one Rachel that I'm obsessed with. She let me a little bit too close to her and get too much of an analyzation because I am obsessed with this one girl. Rachel. Not the same Rachel as from Victor. A different one. Let's see. What's this? The devil went down to Georgia, huh? Okay. Not spaghetti. Not what your mom makes. She is Italian, though. For what it's worth. Rachel Scarpelli. As soon as I heard the name, I was obsessed. I crave her almost like I crave pretty much the same as I would crave a big plate of spaghetti. Yeah. She's like the spaghetti with the meatballs, Parmesan cheese. She's like every single thing that I would have on the spaghetti with the garlic bread and everything like that. That's what I think of her. You know, like the perfect spaghetti and meatballs to me. And I get hungry for the spaghetti and meatballs quite often. Craig Zeke, I don't know. I was already on this recording. But Rachel Scarpelli, that's right, I wasn't recording. But I'll tell you how she looks. Well, she's very beautiful. And she has great attire. And she's very, very friendly. And she's very, very smart, of course. She's taught me a lot of things. She's been a lot of places. But, oh so humbly has she. And I don't know what else to say about her, but she sparks my interest quite a lot, actually. And whether it's her name or just remembering when I did meet her, or possibly thinking that I could create a future with her, or just looking at her on Facebook, I've done all those things. So